on base, and the discussions were focused mainly around the EIS. It should be, the final report should be out in sometime in September, after which there will be a 30-day comment period, but the Navy expects it will probably be a 60-day comment period before a record of decision is made, just to give ample time for people to weigh in. The Navy did release what the U.S. Navy considers to be its preferred option out of all the alternatives that were presented, and there's some really good information. Excited about them to go full-on active with the precision landing mode, or some people call it magic carpet. When the next they did update us, the ops or the wing commander updated us on the progress with that, and they are using it now. It's installed in all their aircraft, but they're not going fully operational with it until the next upgrade, software upgrade, comes out, which should be sometime soon. And at that point, it's going to reduce the number of FCLPs required for the pilots to maintain efficiency by about 30%. So that's good news. I've got to remind people that just, the option, or that the Navy said is their preferred option, that's just what they said. That is not a final decision yet. They put a press release out. I'm sure it'll be in our papers tomorrow, the local papers here, and you probably see it online.
Had a short briefing with the Navy on the preferred alternative number 2. What I understood was that there was a 10% reduction in the personnel that had been proposed, and then a 20% reduction from Magic Carpet, and that they'd already been testing with the Magic Carpet, and that it had proven to be a very highly effective training tool, making the whole FCLP process much more precise. And I'm very encouraged to know that that's been successful, and hope that it continues. The other part of the meeting focused on the 106, Section 106, which is the historic the impact to historic properties from that increase in flights. It's goes from 6,000 flights at OLF Field to 24,000 flights, so it's a 4-fold increase of alternative 2A. And then I had a question, and maybe they addressed it more at that leadership meeting, but in that there was also an increase of 600 folks coming to the Navy base. That may be offset over time by a decrease of a deployment, but is there a bubble expected in that?
No.
Yes.
I think there is
an increase with,
okay.
If they go
so
with
I'm
this,
not the only one that has
if they go
information
with the alternative that is the Navy's preference, there will be an increase of 600 personnel. However, with the disestablishment of VQ1, there will be a decrease of 500 people.
Over
so
time.
The net gain, this whole process is going to take 5 to 10 years.
Yes,
so the net gain is 100 people. It's not going to be 600 people coming in at once.
That's not what she was
That's
asking.
not what I asked. What I asked is if there was going to be overlap between the new people coming and the other people leaving, and that there'll be a bubble of folks that we're going to need to have some accommodate. We should be engaging around that.
There's been a knowledge for a while that there was going to be this pressure point moment because they have to stand the new squadron up before the old squadron stands down. So there's this artificial pressure point that happens where the new folks are here and the old ones haven't. And so that's the question you were asking.
That's my question.
There is a short-term pressure point.
Yeah, but it's not a permanent increase.
I understand that.
That part is right also.
I completely understand that. My question was about the overlap and how we're going to accommodate another 600 folks in housing. So I think that's a good conversation for us to be engaged on.
Surge housing, usually the Navy puts up some temporary stuff for it.
It would be really helpful to understand what they have planned.
Hopefully that's what they do.
So there's a lot of concern. All right.
I asked that question, and I was told that most of the people would be housed by the base.
Okay. Later today, we have